Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 22 of my 1.5 versus 6 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against a team of 6 Emperor AI, although I did begin the game with an AI teammate set to Lord difficulty. In this series, I'm playing as the Goblin Rogue, Gnulsa Nightstar. In our last episode, we successfully eliminated the first of our 6 opponents, and you can see here that we've actually taken the throne city. So this is the city of Rabia Est, which is a nomad city that formerly was the throne of Reynald Quazarin, who has now been eliminated from the game, thankfully. So at this point, 1 down, 5 to go. So obviously we have a lot of work left to do, and we're going to try and get to that this episode. But before I dive into the episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments is from Albtrom. Albtrom pointed out that units that have regrowth are excellent to use against the AI, and I think that's a really good point. And we got to actually see that quite a bit in this siege battle. So I had a couple of Naga units. I had this Naga Guardian. Actually, that might have been the only one. Let's see. Oh, and then I also had this Naga Slither as well. So both Naga units were able to... oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. But both Naga units were actually able to really tank a lot of damage. And again, Albtrom's just kind of pointing out that because the AI tends to not necessarily want to prioritize all of their damage onto that one unit, as you know, a human player would probably do that. If you have a unit with regrowth, they're going to think, okay, I'm going to concentrate all my damage to try to kill the unit in one turn rather than do some damage, let it heal, and then keep doing that kind of dance. And so, yeah, really good point there. We got to see how effective it was. And it's also nice if you can buff one of those units with something like Nourishing Meal. So if you have, or a healing ability of some kind, but Nourishing Meal in particular from the Brew Brother is fantastic as it just increases the maximum health points, which is huge. So great for units with regrowth. Albtrom also mentioned that the decision I made to ask for tribute, or I guess demand tribute, from my vassal city here. So this is the vassal city of Lington. And I saw that there were some units belonging to Alarmian kind of on the doorstep here. Although at the time, I believe it was just 1 Phalanx and a Manticore Rider. And so I asked the city, or demanded from the city, a tribute. And of course, they're a little bit unhappy with me at the moment here. You can see I demanded tribute. But as a result of that tribute, I gained an army here of... ignore the Halfling Succubus, but all of these human units were the result. So, again, almost all Tier 1 units, but still, just having some extra bodies, as well as a priest, is very nice to have. So, that actually gives me a shot at defending the city, but of course, Alarmian is now brought to bear a number of other Phalanx units, and Dwarven Axemen, not to mention this Feathered Serpent here. So, whether or not we end up being able to defend the city... Albtrom still pointed out that it was a great decision to demand that tribute. So thank you to Albtrom for that. Insert username is the next individual I want to shout out. And Insert agreed with Albtrom that demanding tribute was a really good idea. Insert pointed out that, and this is kind of a follow-up to some of the discussion that has happened around when units are embarked and you're kind of trying to figure out, you know, if let's say you have units here on land and then you have some in the water next door, kind of what happens when you engage battles or get engaged, which units get sucked into the battle. So a good rule of thumb is if you're the one doing the engaging, it never hurts to use battle preview so you can try to engage the battle and see what units come with. And I think that's a great point from Insert, kind of a way to double check and make sure the units that you expect to go into the battle are actually the ones going forward. What Insert's pointed out, though, is that if you have embarked units next to a unit on land and you engage the battle with the land-based unit, so in this case with this siege, I might have actually been able to bring in the units that were still embarked and have them be on land because I was engaging the battle from land. But again, it gets kind of complicated and tricky with all of that, so just make sure you're always using the battle preview to double-check what units can come with. Another point here from Insert is just to remember to use mosquito darts where possible when I have beneaths here. So, and that's because mosquito darts, of course, have no ranged penalty or obstruction penalty. So I didn't really make full use of them in the battle. I think I might have used them once or twice, but I could have used them more in that siege. And again, they would have been a good choice because they actually could shoot right over the wall without any real penalty. So great points there from Insert. As well, we have some comments here from Gladden. Gladden just pointed out that those nomads were really... I actually made short work of them, as the nomads have 40% frost weakness, which made it easy for me to kill them, especially using my Shadow Stalkers, who, as you can see here, do quite a lot of frost damage. So the nomads actually were susceptible, especially to my Shadow Stalkers. Gladden also pointed out that I could have used my Frost Breath attack in that siege to even greater effect with Beneaths, and there's a couple of things to that. So first of all, obviously the frost damage would be effective against the nomads, but also because Beneaths has, we'll just double check here, inflict stun, that obviously would be added on to the Frost Breath attack as well, so it would gain even more power. So really good point there from Gladden, and a good reminder to use that where possible. So big thank you to everybody for the excellent comments and suggestions. All right, let's dive into the episode and see what we can accomplish now that we've managed to kill off one of our opponents. And again, since we have the entire map explored thanks to our Explorer perk that we've researched, we can now kind of start making plans for the rest of these throne cities. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to continue moving the armies here at Rabia Est towards Slotor. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Meanwhile, over in Nekras, I think my eventual game plan was, if I remember correctly from last time, I think I was planning to move Nero, who's over here. It's going to be a while till he gets there, but I was thinking of moving Nero over to... Let's see if we can find it. Maybe up here by Ciphered. So if we jump over to the surface here, yeah, you can see we've got a Shadow Gate. And that would actually bring us out pretty close to Nekras. We could just head kind of straight west and go to Nekras. So that's what we're going to do there. And then we're also going to see if we can maybe start, building up some forces. We've got a stack of units here that we could, maybe try and do something with. But we're going to kind of attack Nekras on one side. And with our main army at Rabia Est, we're going to go for Slotor, I think. So with that in mind, we also had some items left over from this battle that we didn't really get a chance to deal with last episode. So why don't we move Volinara over and see what items we have. Oh, okay, and that's all it was, is just a lightning wand. So we already have shock bolts here with Volinara, so I think this would be better to perhaps give to one of our other heroes, although Beneaths already has one, as you can see here. Alternatively, we could just sell it, but let's at least take a quick peek and see if any of our other heroes are lacking shock bolts. Yeah, we could send it to Nero. I mean, he's already got 3 different ranged attacks. He's got frost bolts, black bolts, and then throw the chicken. Gnulsa's in decent shape with the blow darts, but of course, that's really Gnulsa's only ranged attack, I think. Shoot darts and acid darts, so we could give it to Gnulsa, actually, just to give her a little more variety. Yeah, I don't hate that idea. Let's jump back to the surface there. And I think we will try and send it over to Gnulsa. Ooh, yeah, and it'll only take 2 turns to get to her, which is great. So, alright, that takes care of that. Oh, but there's some items here that our Succubus is sitting on. So we've got a jewel item here, giving high morale. We've got a crossbow, and we've also got a raptor mount, which gives fire protection and inflict bleeding wounds. So once again, let's double check our heroes. We actually already have the raptor mount on Beneaths here. Volinara is about to have the vampire spider, so she's going to be in good shape very soon for a mount. Nero has the bleak warg, which has been pretty good for him. Gnulsa has the fire wyvern, which is excellent as it provides flying capability. Now Zhang does not have a mount, so I think Zhang is going to be the recipient of this particular item. So we will send this over to Zhang. Oh, and you know what? I should have checked as well. Who else is lacking in the range damage department? We already kind of established that Gnulsa could maybe use some additional options here. She's only got the blow dart, and then we'll have the lightning wand. So, you know what? Let's give her the crossbow as well. We'll just jump back over to heroes up top. So let's send this over to Gnulsa. And then the jewel item we'll just give to one of our nearby heroes, and we can sell that off. I don't think that's really that necessary. All right, so now let's kind of rejuggle our stacks a little bit. We do have this Succubus here who's ready to go. So, again, if we're going to head that way to Slotor, I think we'll probably head north along the land here and then embark and land over here probably, or something kind of similar to that. Either that or we could just cruise around in the water right up to the city gates, basically. Now, this is where we could start producing a bit of a doom stack, actually. So, Volinara can swim. And we could actually add in units with her that are able to traverse well across the water. Beneaths I've been meaning to give floating to, but I don't quite have enough right now. So, unfortunately, yeah, it's going to cost us 4 points. So, we're going to need Beneaths to level up again before we can grab floating. And that's going to allow Beneaths to lead a bit of a doom stack. So, we might actually change things up a little bit here. And I think what we might do for now is give our Shadow Stalkers over to Volinara. Because, again, Volinara can traverse the water pretty easily. So, I think what we'll do here is we'll go Shadow Stalker, Earth Elemental, in with Volinara. We'll go into the water. We can also send the Naga Guardian as well if we really wanted. We've got another Shadow Stalker, not to mention the Eagle Rider that could join in. So, you know what? What we'll do is we'll go Naga Guardian, and then we'll go Eagle Rider. Ooh, although the Eagle Rider maybe would benefit from staying with Beneaths and the Dwarf Forge Priest who can provide more healing. So you know what? We'll send the Shadow Stalker over. And of course, we can always rebalance these as we need to. And then we'll move these two in with Beneaths here, I think. Or at least one of them. Let's take the Firstborn here and add him in. It's quite a powerful Firstborn, as now it's got a gold medal. Meanwhile, the Succubus can... You know what? The Succubus can go hang out with the Brew Brother. And then our Saber-Tooth Chariot can jump in that stack as well. Meanwhile, this little guy, unfortunately, he's probably going to just wither away. It is nice that he's a gold medal, but again, Volinara can lead this stack out into the water. So I'm thinking we go kind of aquatic with Volinara. We head over here. And I believe she's now level 7. Oh, not quite. If we could get her to level 7, then on our way we could go and raid this tomb. But we'll have to sort of see if that becomes feasible. And then meanwhile, Beneaths will lead these units up over the land here and embark right over here is going to be the plan. Yeah, I think that's going to kind of do it for us. You know what? We can step over here a little bit. There we go. Okay, now, we have the ability here to summon this Earth Elemental, and I think what I'll do is summon the Earth Elemental to try and augment the defense of Lington here, because we've currently got a Shadow Stalker, a Succubus, and a bunch of other kind of miscellaneous units. So I think having at least one more decent unit in this group would provide a little bit more of a deterrent against the invading forces here of Olarmian. Alright, what else can we do here? So, we'll probably just keep summoning units again. I think maybe some more Earth Elementals is going to be just what the Doctor ordered. So let's do that. We had a lot of units produced here in the last turn, so Ding produced its first Galleon, which is great. I think it's the first one. Yeah, and what's really nice about this Galleon is look at how much health it has, 96. That's as a result of having the Flowrock Citadel upgrade that we've built in Ding. So this is why it's been kind of set up to build boats. Now these boats here, we're moving over, and we're going to join up with our builder over here is the game plan. Now, can we make it all the way in here? Just not sure if we're going to have enough movement left over. Let's see. So if we do this, how much do we have left? 12. I need enough that we're going to still be able to move on to the Shrine of the Fickle Mermaid and get our movement back. So we have 13 here, so that would be... Okay, and then if we go here, we should still have some left. Yeah, we're all right. Perfect. Okay, so now we can do this battle. I wanted to bring this other galleon in just to get some experience and replenish its movement. So we will do this one manually just to make sure no funny business happens, of course. All right, so now it's time to do some cannon blasting here. Let's do it. There's one shot. There's two shots. And then we'll go 3 shots. Out of range, it's telling me, so we'll just move over slightly. And there's 4 shots, and that's the kill. Fantastic. And there's our movement back. So now we can head up and actually grab our builder, which is great. So this is exactly what we needed. Our galleons were kind of in rough shape. And now, thankfully, the builder's going to be in there with us, so we will be able to maintain and repair our galleons. So I think what I'm going to do now with these galleons, if we zoom out just a little here, I think I'm going to have them actually move in to kind of help out our troops that are kind of in the water or going to be embarking over by Rabia Est. I think that's going to be sort of what I want to do there. Alternatively, we could go kind of north, and we had talked about previously clearing things out around Skorold, and I had sort of missed my opportunity to do that, clearing out these pirate nests, but I think we will be all right. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, this Shadowstalker managed to survive a very precarious battle against some pirates. So we'll head over here and grab this, and then we can actually group up with these other units to provide some protection. Now we should probably go and kill these roaming units, which are giving us a bit of a headache. So let's see if we can do that here. Alright, very nice. We'll have to be very careful with this Shadowstalker, obviously, but should be able to handle this battle, I think. I'm going to do this one manually just so that I don't lose that Shadowstalker, hopefully. Okay. Probably the biggest threat is going to come from these Hellhounds, just because fire damage, we don't really have any good protection from it, so... I think what we'll actually do here is we'll go in for the Hellhound as much as we can. Do a little bit of damage there, soften him up, and then we'll charge in, put some work in there. And then our shield bearer can kind of hide, as can our Shadowstalker back here. We should be able to handle the damage coming at us. Oh, geez. Okay, well, RIP our crossbowman. I forgot about the sprint there. But you know what? That's okay. I mean, it's never fun to lose a unit, but those tier 1s, it's not really the end of the world. We can use our shield, our defensive strike here to go and kill the Hellhound, so let's do that. Excellent. And then we can kill the Blight Tusk Boar. And likewise now with this Shadowstalker, we can kill the Dread Monkey. Oh, and look at that. Froze them and then just obliterated them. So yeah, a shame we lost the crossbowman, but we're doing okay with our Shadowstalker force here. So now it would be nice to actually perhaps produce a public baths and then maybe a hospital in Skorold so we can actually start healing up our Shadowstalker that's in rough shape. So I think that's going to be what we do after we've produced this Bard. In the meantime, we're going to just kind of head back towards the city, and then we can start clearing out these other structures around here. Anything else kind of wild and crazy? We've had, again, tons of join offers, which we're going to mostly ignore. We've got all these Shadowstalkers produced, which we need to decide kind of what to do with. Now, this Shadowstalker, we're going to head over here, grab the haste berries, and then I think we're going to kind of head this way to reinforce against Olarmian and his encroaching forces. Lilac has produced one as well, so same story, we're going to head this way. Let's see what else. Edinburgh has produced one. Very nice. So now what to do with this one here? We already have kind of a pretty decent stack of, as you can see, Shadow Stalkers who were instrumental in clearing out this lost city. Now the big question is, do we maybe want to go down and try out the Forbidden Sanctum, try our luck before we commit this stack to kind of, you know, doing something else? You know, that's kind of tempting. Meanwhile, this goblin settler I was sending up to this island over here, there's lots of good structures around here to perhaps kind of build on. Build a goblin city in the wetlands over here. So, I mean, actually putting a city right over here wouldn't be the worst thing ever either. Especially right by this Heart of the Blight, which I can't remember if it's been cleared out or not, but yeah, I think we'll just keep proceeding over this direction. Hopefully that unit doesn't get killed, but I think it'll be fine. Now this group over here, let's see, if we wanted to just move our Shadow Stalkers. Okay, we're not going to be able to get there just yet. I mean, the one thing that's kind of keeping me from wanting to do this one is that, clear this out, is that it's not in our domain right now, and we'd have to get all the way, I think, to a palace before we're able to... Oh, yeah, and I almost forgot, we can do the Temple of the Eternal Serpent and produce feathered serpents here if need be. Now that is pretty exciting. And if we do the Altar of Bound Souls impacts our support units. That's right. Okay. So you know what? I think I'm actually going to build that. The Temple of the Eternal Serpent. And that way we can have other units that are floating that can heal. So that's really good for us. You know what? I think I might just start mobilizing my Shadow Stalkers here. Let's just zoom out again real quick. So we could start sending Shadow Stalker Doom stacks up towards Takonda. It's not maybe a terrible idea. Let's zoom back in. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of liking that idea a little bit. That being said, if I don't go and clear this thing now, I probably never will, but I don't know. I just don't think it's that important at this stage. I think I'd rather start focusing on, you know, getting the kills here and going for my opponents. So what we'll do is we'll move our Shadow Stalker army over together, and then we'll grab these... Oh, and we're one shy of those haste berries. Dang it. And that's because of this guy. Oh, that sucks. Well, we'll send our priest back just to guard the city for now. Eventually we could move him off because he's already silver medal, so it's kind of a shame to waste him on being a guard. You know what? I think what we'll do is we'll move this army by itself, and we'll have this other guy kind of trail along behind. And I would actually like to maybe have them go over and see if this Heart of the Blight has actually been cleared out, kind of while they're on their way north. So we'll do that. We can pass by and check it out, and then kind of head north. Meanwhile, this guy's just going to follow along. And you know what? Worst case, we can always turn our settler around if we want to build a city right in this area and reap the benefits of the Heart of the Blight. Let's see what else we've got going on here. Our Draconians are now are happy. That's great. Belpheme has produced a planar gate, so you know what that means. Time for some potential... Yep, we're going to do Shadow Stalkers here, because why not? Kenton produced that Outrider, which we've sent over to try to reinforce our position a little bit. Any other produced units? Oh, Tavros has produced a Siege Workshop, so in Tavros we could now focus on maybe producing some slightly more advanced units here. Let's see. We have 83 production coming in per turn. That's pretty good. We could do a Rogue's Palace. That's going to give us access to a number of Tier 2 Rogue units, which would be kind of nice for us there. So you know what? Let's maybe do that, and then we can start producing some decent Shadow Elf units. Kind of exciting. Yeah, Issel's produced a Bard, so something to join in with the Shadow Stalker. And unfortunately, we lost a couple of units in the area around Issel, which kind of made things tough for us. Yeah, so we've now got a Shadow Stalker and a Bard. Let's see what else we might want. Maybe an Assassin here as well. And then we can keep clearing out structures around here is going to be the plan. Alright, that about does it for that production cycle. So now it's just moving any other units that can move. Now, the big question with this stack over here is going to be, do we want to start progressing towards Necras? I mean, this stack isn't really that powerful, given that we've basically got one kind of melee fighting unit and then a ton of support units. So I will have to be sort of cautious with them, but I think at the very least we can go Embark. And then kind of head up this way. And at the very least, make landfall and kind of see what's going on over here. So now let's see what else we've got going on. This one's a vassal down here, of course. I was going to say, for a minute, I thought this was one of my cities, but it's just a vassal. I think we had some more movement here, so let's double check underground. Yeah, Gnulsa can move. So now this was the big question here. You can see pretty well defended. Olarmian himself is there, and he's got himself a spider mount. We've also got a necromancer hero who's level 5, and then we've got kind of a mixed bag of units here, as well as, ooh, look at all these mounted archers. So obviously Gnulsa is not going to be able to take that on by herself. So now this is going to be where we need additional forces. And this might be a situation with Gnulsa now where we start clearing out some of these unexplored structures to try to recruit additional reinforcements and units here. So let's maybe start doing that. And here we go. Opportunity to maybe grab another reanimator if possible. We're basically going to just try to keep growing our forces down here with Gnulsa using a combination of Charm and Control Undead. But yeah, we're going to buff our Ogre here. And we'll throw this on our Big Beetle, Nourishing Meal. And then we'll step up. And of course, we're going to rely on a weaken from our Blight Doctor to improve our odds of obtaining one of these units. Maybe we'll go for the Draconian Reanimator. Not quite in range. Alright, let's see. Are they going to come at me? There they go. Okay, reminder, of course, that Warg is going to come back from the dead, so we'll do that. And then we can just, I guess, yeah, let's just sit right on the corpse to prevent it from reanimating. Now, we want to throw a weaken on one of these units, so what we'll do is we'll step up with the Ogre just a touch. We'll weaken the Reanimator, I think is going to be the game plan. And then with our Ogre, we'll go for the Goblin. Like that. And then our Brew Brother can step on up. Meanwhile, Gnulsa can fly in and go for the Control Undead on the Draconian Reanimator over here. I mean, I do have to be a little bit cautious given that... actually, you know what? Yeah, we're not gonna have Gnulsa go in quite that risky just yet. Instead, here, let's see if we can maybe kill off the other Reanimator. Oh, no such luck. Yeah, and I don't want to put... I really don't want to put Gnulsa in a ton of risk there, so... Not that she could... She probably wouldn't die from the combination of the attacks. I just don't want to risk it. And the Ogres can tank the damage, no problem, so... Okay, now we can do our thing. So now we'll fly in and try a Control Undead. Unfortunately, it did not work. Can do some damage here. Ooh, very nice. We got a critical. Then we can get the finish with our... Oh, yeah. Brew Brother. And then we can flank right here. Fantastic. We'll step up and block the reanimation from the Warg. And we'll do a little bit of damage here because we can. And we'll get the kill. Perfect. Yeah, it's a shame Control Undead didn't work for us, but that's alright. So we've got a simple commoner turban here that provides fire protection and resistance. I think we're just going to sell this one for gold. Some more opportunities down here to recruit some units, so let's try and take advantage if we can. And we'll just wait for some reinforcements here with Gnulsa. That's going to be kind of the plan. In the meantime, we'll just keep clearing stuff out. Meanwhile, Zhang's going to go and raid this tomb for some... Ooh, yeah, let's try and grab this Deathbringer. That's going to be amazing. And of course, Zhang is level 8, so we are more than capable of Greater Reanimate Undead being used here. Alright, so we're going to do a bit of headhunting in this battle, where we're going to really just try and dish out punishment to the Deathbringer. Because we can kill the Deathbringer and then use our Greater Reanimate Undead on it, we will be in excellent shape. That's going to give us access to Ghoul Curse a little bit early. Zhang is going to have it at level 9, I think, but... Perfect. Okay, there we go. So now we're in really good shape. Do what we need. So yeah, let's blast for some... Oh, and look at that. Insane damage there. That was excellent. And then we will do this. And just like that, we have ourselves a new Deathbringer. And you know what? Just to be on the safe side, we're going to throw on a heal here on them. Just to make sure that they don't get in any trouble. Do a little bit of damage to those Lost Souls. And we can flank around and kill the Warg, which is just going to come back as a ghoul, but that's fine. Yeah, there they are. Okay. So now with Zhang, you know what? Let's go heal our Cadaver because we can. We'll blast the Lost Soul and kill them off. We can step up and attack the Reanimator a little bit. Oh, and I almost forgot. I could try a Control Undead on that Reanimator if I really wanted to. That's probably a good idea, actually. Kill the Ghoul Warg there, and then... Yeah, you know what? What we'll do is we'll step up here. We won't attack. We'll let the Reanimator maybe not kill itself, because I do want to see if I can get an extra unit out of this. Okay, so it killed itself, but now we have an opportunity here to try this. Oh, and it worked out. So there we go. Oh, I guess that doesn't work because it was already a unit that was living that was ghoulified. So it does. I don't get to keep it. That kind of makes sense. Ooh, look at this. Deathbringer's Medallion provides Shadow Step. That could be really useful. It is a jewel item, though, so it would take up a jewel slot. I don't really think that's worth it, so I'm going to sell. If that was just a usable item, that would be extremely worth having, but in this situation, not so much. So I do kind of want to get Zhang involved. Whoops. I want to get Zhang involved in the main fight. So you can see that Olarmian's throne is quite a ways away from Zhang, so if we get up above ground, on the other hand, we could start heading out towards Takonda. Let's jump back to the underground real quick. So, yeah, the way up is right there. So where's that going to kind of bring us? Yeah, right next to Edinburgh. So we'd come up here, and then we could proceed northwards, probably through the water. Again, this might be a situation where... I wonder, though, would it maybe be better to just stay underground for a while? We kind of head, you know, we could head north along kind of past Encinia Res here. You know, that might almost be better since we're already kind of under here. We could go straight this way, follow the road up, clear this out. There's a hasteberry bush. Make some additional vassals along the way. Yeah, you know what? I think it's going to pay to keep Zhang underground now that I think about it. Ooh, and look at this. Roaming units here are going to pester us a little bit. So let's see if we can take care of them with this undead stack. Alright, we'll just have to watch out for the pounce attack that's inevitably going to come at us from the Panther. We'll curse him just to limit a little bit there. And what we'll do is we'll keep our cavalry back to guard our caster. I think our Wraith King should be able to tank most of the damage, no problem. Oh yeah, just filthy. And the ward can just get obliterated there. And then we'll charge in like this, and that should do it. Oh, just look at that. The life steal, oh, just fantastic. Basically still at full health and a level up. Amazing. And there's some more roaming units here, so just have to be aware of that. So what we'll do is, might as well grab these mana crystals while we can. And then we will head over here, clear out this gold mine while we're in the neighborhood. This is one where I'm going to do no mercy. I want the experience. I'm going to try auto combat. Yeah, okay. We made it through without too much issue. So now the question is, what else can I do with this stack? Well, we could just keep clearing out. We could head up to this Eldritch Pit and see what's up there that we could clear out. Some extra knowledge income right there we could go and pursue. Ooh, yeah, I like that idea. Let's do that. You know what? Let's engage. Actually, yeah, we'll just move everybody over there. This one I'm going to do manually because it'll be a little bit more challenging. Alright, so the wisps are going to need to be killed here, so let's make sure we get that accomplished before we do anything else. And then we will put our cavalry like this. We will guard our caster. Yeah, so the shock damage is the only thing I'm like really kind of nervous about, just because of its the fact we don't really have any resistance to it as undead. So there's some big damage followed up by some hefty damage. Nice level up here as well for our Revenant caster. 115 extra knowledge, that's pretty good. Might be able to actually do something in a single turn here. Not quite. Yeah, that's kind of a shame. I was hoping this would help us do something a little more quickly, but that's alright. So, that stack's done their thing. Let's go back to Zhang. I don't think we were completely done with Zhang. No, we weren't. We were still kind of deciding what would be our best course of action. So yeah, I think we're going to head kind of up this way. Meanwhile, in Ancinia Res, we're working on another caster. So, what we'll do is we'll head north here. And of course, we want to incorporate this Deathbringer into the stack so that we can ghoul curse additional units. It's going to be very much to our benefit. All right. Yeah, that's pretty good underground, I think. So yeah, Gnulsa's already done her thing. Don't think we really had much else going on underground. Now let's check out the Shadow Realm. Alright, we've got a couple of ghoul units here that we've created, which can help us out in this battle, perhaps, if we need them. Not that I'm super concerned about it or anything, but just nice to have the help if we need it. I'll do this one manually just because of the wall. Last thing I want at this stage is to, you know, lose a unit due to silly auto combat when these units that are in the Shadow Realm are kind of on their own in a sense. We're going to heal the Deathbringer here. And what we're going to do, I think, is we will send our Shock Serpent right up the gut. Do some kind of hefty damage there. Our Banshee, meanwhile, can do a Shriek there, which is pretty effective. And then our other units here can just kind of provide some additional support. Alright. Yeah, unsurprisingly going after the Shock Serpent. Ooh, and look at that. We got a stun off, actually. So now we can try for a Ghoul Curse if we really want. So let's try that. 72% chance. Let's try it. Ooh, and we got it. That's fantastic. And we can actually retreat our Banshee out of there because it's in rough shape, obviously. Meanwhile, we can proceed to attack these obstacles to make a path for our Shock Serpent to get in there. Get the kill. And then Nero can step up a little bit. You know what? He can throw his chicken at those scoundrels. There we go. And then we'll... Ooh, and I forgot these were Arcane Archers, not melee units. So they're in a little bit of danger now. But that's alright. We can handle that damage. No problem there. A little bit of work here from behind with the Arcane Arrows. Pretty good. Nero has already done his heal, so... This stage, I think it would probably be nice to just come in and do a pounce, maybe? Oh, and we can't... That's right, this obstacle is kind of in our way. You know what we could do is... Hang on. Alright, we'll go over here and we'll Shadow Step in behind like this. Try for the Ghoul Curse. Very nice. Got the kill at least. Break that, and then we can pounce like that. Very good. And then the Shock Serpent can just get the cleanup. Yeah, so we're just kind of recruiting ourselves extra units. Ooh, delicious second breakfast. Nourish. Oh, this is... we needed this, actually, with our hero. So we're going to take that reward, and we're actually going to move Nero over. So now Nero has another healing option, for, and importantly, this works on the undead. So Nourishing Meal will work on the undead. The only caveat is that the extra morale boost doesn't affect the undead, as you can see in the description there. So, oh, that's really good. Because really, Nero, we were relying just on Nero with Heal Undead to keep his stack going. Now he's got 2 abilities that can keep the stack kind of healthy. So, very happy about that. And then we can start heading back over this direction here. And we've got ourselves, you know, a little army brewing here of kind of other miscellaneous units. So this way, when we come out of the Shadow Realm, we're going to have ourselves, you know, an extra army to kind of help us out. Even if they end up just being cannon fodder, it's, you know, it's not so bad. All right, so that takes care of that. Now, we did have, yeah, we had these wyverns over here. We were moving them to come back to the surface, so we're going to do that still. I think that about does it for the Shadow Realm. So let's pick our research choice. I was going to wait to do this in case I got any extra research, though. So maybe we'll just quickly pan around. Don't think there's really a whole lot of movement left for us. Oh, this stack can still go. I almost forgot. Not to mention this little guy. He's going to wither away very shortly, but what the heck. We'll embark with him at least. And then... Yeah, okay, so this stack needs to do something. So now we will engage this pirate's nest. Clear out these pesky pirates. And we're going to do this one manually so that our builder doesn't run away again. We already had that happen once. Ouch, we took some hefty damage there. Our builder just about getting killed. So, let's see, we've got frigate warship, galleon warship. Alright, how do we want to handle this? They're not really lined up at all for us, which is kind of annoying. So, let's see, we can head over here and then do a cannon shot. There's one. And then these two are close enough that you could do a believe you could do a fire arrow barrage and hit both of them. If we go over like this, we can do another blast. And then get the finish like this. Okay. Meanwhile, the builder needs to basically just run. And our galleon over here and step up and do exactly what I said. Fire arrow bombardment. Oh, geez, and our builder almost died there. Thank goodness it didn't, but... yeah, we're going to need to bail the builder out, that's for sure. So, let's see. Max damage is probably done with the ram compared to the fire arrow, so we'll do that. Ooh, and a critical, that's great. And then we'll step up and should be able to get the kill there. Yep, no problem at all. And then with our other two ships here, let's attack the frigate. This one now has its cannon back, so we can do... nice, and we got the kill. That's fantastic. And our builder is still alive, thank goodness. Barely, but still alive. Sun shield and a crazed chicken. I think we'll just sell that for gold. Alright, so was there anything else around here we wanted to go? Oh yeah, let's head over here and get rid of this. We can get rid of this. Then we can actually absorb this city and start developing it, because there's tons of good stuff around here. So that's what we'll do. We'll send this group over that way. All right. Any other units that we haven't... okay, we've got this Succubus here. I truthfully don't remember exactly what my plan with this Succubus was. But I think we're going to go over here. I seem to recall that I had a stack underground as well that could maybe still do something. Of some Shadow Stalkers, so... sorry for jumping around so much. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Especially if there's an opportunity to maybe gain some additional research or knowledge income. Probably not at this point, but we'll leave this little guy right here for when, if we eventually found that city. Let me jump underground, because I seem to recall... maybe it was... oh yeah, it was right here. Alright, yeah, this group, okay. Right, we were going to head down here and see if we could maybe make some friends with these orcs. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, next turn we can definitely do that. We can also engage this battle here next turn. Alright, we'll do our research choice here. We got plenty of options. Unfortunately, this 115 isn't going to apply to anything and really make it any different. It's a shame. If we had 5 more, we could do off the beaten path instantly. You know what? Let's just do Cloak and Dagger and get the extra casting points at this stage. Now for Ding, we're going to just keep doing Galleons, I think, because they are so powerful out of that city. Boku now... I'm tempted to go another Settler, perhaps, but... I think we'll just keep doing Shadow Stalkers for a bit. Over to Lilac. Shadow Stalkers again, same story. Now, Kenton, we could do Galleons, but since we have encroaching armies there, I think maybe we want to focus on other units that we could produce. We could do a Hall of Chivalry in 3 turns, which would then give us access to Knights, which would be very, very helpful at this point. Alternatively, we could just keep pumping out tier 2 units that are maybe going to assist us in battle. Like a Human Foot Guard, for example, or a Cavalry or an Outrider. So let's just maybe do... ooh, but there's Phalanx units up there, so having a bunch of Cavalry probably is not a great idea. Yeah, you know what? Let's do a Foot Guard. Leandris on the other side of the map here over on the west. We'll do a Siege Workshop just to improve our production capabilities. Try and get that city up and running. I almost forgot about these units here. We have a Bard and another Shadow Stalker who can kind of move in to assist, so that's exactly what we'll do here. Oh, I'd even considered moving the Shadow Stalker in. I forgot to see if we could reclaim this city for us. Let's at least use the Bard to do that. We'll check it out next turn. Yeah, they'll just chill out. This army can chill out. Forgot about this Ogre a little bit. I think I was going to have him head down this river, kind of, so we'll just keep doing that. This army has successfully gotten rid of the undead that were threatening the city of Bebjun here, so... You know what, let's head down this way. We can clear out these production resources. We might heal another turn or two before we do that, though. And yeah, that's going to do it up there. All right, so that's going to do it for our turn. So we're going to end it there. Yeah, and we're going to see kind of what happens. So I'm anticipating that we're probably going to come under attack from Olarmian, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in that regard. All right, so yeah, what is going to happen here? I'm going to have to be a little bit cautious underground as well, because Olarmian could conceivably rally a ton of his units and come after me, which would be obviously kind of dangerous. And of course, Olarmian himself is right here, which would be, boy, it would be nice to get in there and try to kill him, but I just don't really have the strength of units here at this point, so... Yeah, and I was planning to develop this orcish city here, but I'm a little concerned about this going on. I think maybe I was planning to send some units down through here at some point eventually, but I don't really have anybody in the vicinity, so... Shadow Realm's pretty much, I think it's kind of... My guess is that there isn't going to be a lot going on here in terms of enemy units. But, I mean, I could be wrong, but just because we don't have anybody... We don't have any Shadow Elf or Draconian units that... Or, excuse me, opponents. So, obviously, none of their thrones are in here. So, I would be kind of surprised if there's a ton of... Oh, this is kind of interesting how the terrain has spawned like that. That's neat. Alright, so it's currently Urena's turn. Okay, here we go. Olarmian's turn. This is where things are going to get potentially messy. Nope, okay, he's retreating. Nice, we were able to kind of flex our muscles and intimidate him off a little bit. Or at least so it would appear. Oh, and yeah, he's probably going to head up to this vassal and just take it almost immediately. Oh, literally, as I say that, now he's coming in here to do something to me, it looks like. I mean, if he leaves this stack unguarded, I'm just going to attack them. If he doesn't bring any other units in to reinforce it. He might be trying to kind of skirt this city and move up this direction. I don't really know. Questionable decision-making there from Olarmian. Because if you look here, he's got one tier 3, and the rest of these are just tier 1 infantry. So with the combined strength of the units I have, I should be able to take that out without too much difficulty. Alright, and our Goblin Archdruid opponent is now in the process of executing his turn. We haven't really encountered... the Goblin here, Gnarlspin. We haven't really seen much from Grelka either. And I don't think we've really encountered anything from Edward Portsmouth either. The two main opponents we had experiences with has been Olarmian and the now deceased Reynald. So it'll be interesting to see if the other opponents start kind of bringing units to bear against us in the next few turns. Although, whether they like it or not, we're coming for their throne cities now that we know exactly where they are. Just kind of panning around to see if anything exciting is going on. But yeah, as soon as it's our turn again, I'm going to try and kill off Olarmian's units here. Ooh, and look at that. We got hit by Sunburst. So yeah, our units took some damage, but that's not going to deter me. I've still got these two absolute beasts of units here. We've got the Shadowstalker and, of course, our Earth Elemental. So, if you zoom in here, you can see a better example of it. This Shrine is also ready to give us a boost, so we can jump a stack of units into there as well. So, okay, Bebjun has had a domain invasion. That's presumably some kind of roaming unit. Oh yeah, there's some spiders. We're going to have to kill those off to protect the city. Alright, a few things have happened here. So, we've gotten better at governing High Elves. Let's see. Unicorn Rider now has a 1-turn cooldown on phase, or public baths give extra happiness. Again, we're not going to be using Unicorn Riders, so we'll probably just go with the public bath upgrade, although neither is super exciting. However, we've gotten better at governing goblins. Let's see. Goblin Big Beetles get Disgusting Stench and +5 health. Or all goblin cities and units are indifferent towards volcanic and tropical terrain. I mean, we've really only got, I think, the one Big Beetle. And I mean, this would be a nice upgrade. The Disgusting Stench would actually help with charm and conversion attempts. That said, you know, goblin cities and units are indifferent towards volcanic and tropical. This would affect all of our goblin units. But you know what, I think, I mean, again, this might be kind of a stupid choice, but because of that Big Beetle and its utility when it comes to charming units, this might actually be worth doing with Gnulsa, so that's what we'll do. So again, if we jump back over, so now this Big Beetle has, should have anyway. Oh, I don't see Disgusting Stench. Where is it? I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. I just missed it. So yeah, now we have the opportunity with this Big Beetle to use it in the same way that we were using, or a similar way to how we would use a Dread Monkey. Domain invasion there. Army of Gnulsa affected by Sunburst. We already kind of saw that. Let's see, have we had any other alliance proposals? Yes, we have. So that's coming now from 132 gold from some living Archons. Absolutely. Happy to have another vassal. That might be the only one. Yeah, that looks like it was the only one. Village of Shulk has a quest available to us. Alright, tell me about the quest. They want us to raise the watchtower, and they'll give us a peace treaty and a razor bow. I mean, to be perfectly honest, that's really not worth... that's not worth what we're going to get out of it, so I'm going to decline that quest. Purely on the basis of it just not being worth it. Some items have arrived here. So we've had an upgrade for Volinara. Sell off her old weapon. Then let's see what else. Okay, a jewel item has arrived for Nero. He's already wearing it. That's excellent for him. Then, right, another item here for Volinara, which we're just going to sell for the gold. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, first things first, let's deal with Olarmian here if we can. So, what we're going to do, I think, is we're actually going to... We'll create a stack of units that are going to do the bulk of our fighting for us here. And those are the ones that are going to get the benefit of the shrine here, I think. So, we don't have any ranged units. So what we'll do is we'll take 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll keep them. So actually, let's do this differently. We'll move these two off to the side. We'll group these two in with the stack. They get the benefit of the Wicked Flames of Growth. Step in like this, and then we will engage the battle here. Let's see if maybe we can obtain ourselves a Phalanx unit with our Succubus. Oh, and look at that. So is that a last stand? I believe it is. Yep, so that Phalanx is going to be even tougher now thanks to last stand. Let's see. How do we want to approach this one? So the Earth Elemental is going to be very useful for us because of its resilience. Resistance to physical damage, not to mention regrowth. So I think what we'll do is we'll throw Bestow Iron Heart onto the Earth Elemental, and then we're just going to kind of let them come to us. So we're going to retreat back a little bit with the Succubus, and we'll throw a Curse at the Phalanx just to mitigate movement there a little bit. And then we're kind of going to consolidate our forces a tiny bit here. Meanwhile, our Halberdier and our Swordsman can kind of move over there. I'm hoping they might kind of divide their forces between our two groups of units here a little bit. Ooh, and a Fireball just hit us. Oh, and look at that. Just tanking damage, no problem at all, while dishing out quite a bit. Nice regrowth there, back to full health, no problem at all. And then between our ranged attacks here, we should be able to... Oh yeah, we can kill off the Axeman here. Oh, nice critical. We can get the kill there. And then our Earth Elemental will just stick back in defense mode, I think. And then our Halberdier or Succubus can do some heavy damage here, actually, which is really nice. So yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Oh, and look at that. Critical and a kill. Wow, that was great. Halberdier can sit there in defense. And then what we'll do with the Shadow Stalker is we will step up just a little bit to try to kind of cut off their pathway into attacking the Priest, at least. I don't want to lose the Priest. You know what? What we might even do is step up like this. What? The Phalanx could come in there, I suppose. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, yeah, I was kind of expecting them to go after the priests a little bit, and they definitely did that. Alright, so now, here's the big question. What are our odds of getting a Seduction? Only a 25% chance against the Phalanx, so... honestly, probably not worth really trying, but you know what? We could still try it. Let's do this. There we go. And then between our other units, we should be able to kill off the Axemen at least, or do some damage to them anyway. So let's see, what kind of damage can we do here? Go like this, and we should be able to step in and make a kill, no problem there. And then attack for some hefty damage there. Very good. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try it even though we've got really low odds. Ooh, but the only thing is, the unit is in defense mode and has higher resistance as a result of that. So, but you know what? I don't really want to risk this one, so I think what I'll do... Well, I have to be careful, though, because if I move the Succubus in, it's going to be at high risk. So, you know what? Let's Curse. There we go. That reduces movement. Our Priest can retreat back and actually get the kill on the Axeman. There we go. Earth Elemental can just tough it out in defense mode. Ooh. I forgot we had that Explosive Death. Although, again, that unit was totally expendable. Yeah, now we have a 50% chance. Let's try it. Oh, and it didn't work. That's frustrating. I was really hoping that was going to work. Alright, we'll get the kill there. Alright, so what did we get? We lost our crossbowman and our halberdier, so not a devastating loss by any stretch. But we do need to keep some of our units back to guard the city, that is for sure. Now, can this stack make it all the way over there? No, they can't. What if we just brought these units? No such luck. Okay. So I think what we'll do with our main stack is we will head back over here. And you know what? We can group them up together, actually. There we go. Not to mention we have our cavalry as well, which I kind of forgot about. So, but we'll leave our swordsmen here to guard the city, and then we'll throw our cavalry in with the main stack. All right. Let's do maybe one or two more things, and then we'll call it an episode here. Trying to decide what we can prioritize. So, Bolinara here, we could head over. We're trying to clear out some of these structures maybe on our way north. Yeah, you know what? I like that idea. So, next turn we can engage this battle to basically kill off these mermaids and or the mermaid and the baby kraken, and then we can restore our movement as well. Will be of benefit to us. And then this stack, we're going to just head kind of straight up this way. Beneaths there. This little guy, again, he's going to wither away and die eventually, but we'll get him into the water at least. We should probably have something guard the city, but I don't really want to leave any units kind of behind to do that at this point, so... Yeah, there we go. So, that's going to about do it for us in that regard. I mean, I suppose, you know what, maybe I'll leave the chariot back just to guard the city. Yeah, there, that feels a little better. Not that that one unit's going to make or break anything, but... Alright. And yeah, I mean, I could leave the Earth Elemental and the Guardian behind, but I'd rather actually have them in with the stack, so... Alright, what else we got going on? Kind of panning around here. This army, we still need to heal up our Shadow Stalkers, so... Probably best to hold off on trying that battle just yet. Give ourselves a chance to recover just a little more. Oh, you know what we could do is we could go for a shrine and a temple and then produce the Dwarven Forge Priest who can heal us. That wouldn't be such a bad idea as well. Yeah, let's do that. Rather than the public baths. Do the shrine and then the temple. And then we can make Forge Priests. And they can heal us. Ding has produced another galleon. Might as well head up this way and join in with our other galleons here. Meanwhile, this stack, we've kind of already talked about it, so... Recharge in one turn, so we'll head up that way. What else? Shadow Stalkers. Yeah, we'll just reinforce our positions here as much as possible. Succubus as well, same thing. We did produce this Archon Revenant Caster here in Ancinia Res. I think that would be of most benefit to us up in this direction. First things first, let's maybe head down and clear out these roaming units. And then we can group up with that caster. So we will engage this battle real quick. We'll do it manually just to make sure we don't lose anybody. Okay, we're gonna retreat back, drop a big heal, and then we're gonna charge right up on the Blight Tusk boar there. And see what happens. Ooh, going after the caster. Not really a huge surprise there. Ooh, our casters are actually kind of in a bad situation here. Yeah, this is not ideal. Let's see what kind of damage are we going to take. Yeah, we might lose them. Jeez. Not great. So what we'll do is we'll throw on defense mode. We'll kill there. So that at least should keep them hopefully alive. Maybe. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Whew, dodged a bit of a bullet there. But we won the battle, and of course we're going to send this caster now up to join as well. Like that. And then we can actually group ourselves up, probably. Yep, there we go. Perfect, okay. Now we've got a pretty decent little force here to do some work with. And in Insignia Res, we are going to do another Wraith King unit. For Zhang here, since we're in the underground, let's get Zhang up into this group. This little guy we're going to break off and have him head back over here. We'll replace him with the Deathbringer. Now, do we want to maybe try raiding the Lost City? That's a bit of a question here. We're going to be in that area anyway. Could be worth doing. We might want to take a shot at it and just kind of see if we can handle it. The Deathbringer might be able to Ghoul Curse a really powerful Naga unit, so maybe that's something for next time. I think this is going to be where I'm going to leave it. So we'll just zoom out. So we did some damage to... Oh, is that... Oh, this now belongs to my opponent. Oh, isn't that interesting? Okay, let's actually take a look at this quick. Okay, it's a vassal. So it's a vassal of Grelka. Alright, well, isn't that interesting? So, something we're going to have to deal with here in the near future, it would appear. So, yeah, let's zoom out, and we're going to save it right here. We're going to call this one episode 22. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.